Hi everybody, thank you for watching the video. As you can see, this is my powerlifting meet at the IPL Worlds 2019 in Limerick, Ireland on October 26th of 2019. And definitely a lot of positives to take away from this competition. And definitely a good sign for things to come in the future when it comes to training. I know I haven't really been able to keep a video log of my recent training leading up to the competition. It's just due to the sheer fact of just how frequently I've been training I've been traveling for work with my new occupation that I do now currently. And, with training leading up, I will mention that, it was difficult to try to find gyms and facilities that had the necessary equipment to train. But it didn't really matter because I worked around it. I made the best with what I had and um, used everything to my advantage with what I had in front of me to make sure I execute and exceed and complete the goals that I had set out for myself on that day. Leading up to the competition, I was actually still about 9 pounds over. So I had to get into a serious weight cut, and I'll go into that a little bit in depth in a few. So I did get to Ireland on Wednesday morning. I left Tuesday evening, and I didn't get there until the morning of Wednesday because I had to take two flights. So that was quite a travel. I was really concerned about how the travel and the time schedule would affect me. Seeing that it was actually they were 5 hours ahead of the where I live, so all these things played a very big factor. And I figured that to take into consideration just getting there as early as possible, a few days before the competition, to get my body acclimated and adjusted to the time schedule would probably be most ideal. So when I was traveling and when I got there, I was pretty concerned about how my body would affect from the time change. And believe it or not, I believe actually the amount of traveling that I've done and switching to different time zones actually benefited me with this because it didn't affect me at all. I just got an hour nap and then I went to the gym in Ireland and I felt really good and I was very shocked. I was very floored with how my body adjusted and adjusted quite easily. And I do contribute that ironically to just to how much traveling that I've actually done within the United States for my job. And I would think that it was actually a hindrance, but believe it or not, actually, I believe it was an aid. So, it's one thing to have to take your body from not being accustomed to traveling and then traveling 14 hours and then being 5 hours ahead would definitely shock the body. But I think just the amount of travel that I do, I think my body actually got used to it and that actually benefited me. So, on Wednesday, I actually did my last set of accessories, and I did pull the deadlift bar on the Sunday before, and went up to 640. Didn't move the way I wanted it to, but I think it was just due to the sheer fact of just my leverages with my body weight being so high. So, I was already cutting down on my food when I got back home because I was getting ready to leave, and I got down from 189 or 190 to 186. So, for Wednesday and Thursday, I kept my meals very light. Well, Thursday I did a complete fast. I didn't drink any water, and I didn't eat any food for 24 hours. And miraculously, I was able to cut down from Wednesday from 186 down to 181.2 on Friday morning. And I was very floored because I didn't think I was going to make weight for this competition again due to the sheer fact of my traveling, but I was determined to make the weight. So I just rested a lot on Thursday and just did minimal movement as while I was dropping the weight, so it wasn't affecting my body and just being completely depleted. So I think that was definitely a big factor as well. I carved back up and I got up to 193 on Friday, which jumped from 181 to 193 on Friday. So that was definitely a benefit because I felt good after that. So the day of the meet, so yeah, I mean, I was just feeling good. I made sure I got all my meals in and got my water in as well. And when I was warming up, it felt good. Was, thinking about how the transition going back to the deadlift bar was going to play a factor, but I think the drop in the weight did affect and benefit my leverages to where it needed it to be at. And I opened up with 617 and moved well. And I was thinking, you know what, let me just go for 660 and break the record again by 5 pounds. Went up smooth. And for like the first time in like ever, I went for a third attempt and I went to up to 683. And seeing from the video, definitely 683 looked like I had more in the tank, and I definitely can say that there is a possibility that I think 700 was there that day. Just things were just aligning in my favor, and just I'm happy and proud to say that I won my fifth consecutive world championship title in the 181 deadlift only category in the IPL. So I'm very happy with that. And also at the same time, this is my first international competition. And I'm definitely happy that, even though it was a first, I did execute and I did accomplish the goals that I set out to accomplish for this particular day. And, I'm definitely want to get back into the game and just, keep excelling and going from here. And, ideally, I just want to beat myself. Like I said, I didn't want to push it that day. It's my first competition back since January, so I don't want to be an idiot. I want to definitely just take my time as far as, going back up with the numbers. And I felt like, I could have took a fourth attempt and re-broke the world record again. But, I thought 683 was good. I didn't have to go any higher than that. And just, especially to solidify first place. So I am definitely grateful that, the competition way that went the way that it went. And, happy with my family and friends who support me, as well as my gym, Keen Strength Systems. They have been a big, big, big support of mind training, and being able to work around my work schedule so they can accommodate my training schedule. And I'm forever grateful and thankful for being a part of this family that is really big into sport and ultimately really cares about the lifters. And Matt has been just such a big support, and Tyler as well, and Mrs. Keen as well, and Cora as well. Uh, they have been the biggest supporters of me, and I am forever grateful, and I'm very happy and glad to be a part of a gym and a family like this, because I definitely am in line with just the mindset and the direction that they have, not only for their business with their facility, but just the mindset of in powerlifting. And I really respect and I appreciate every single one of them, because they definitely have contributed to my success here with my training. And I'm very forever grateful, and I'm happy that I've come across this facility and I call it home for me for my training. So definitely a big shout out to them at Key Strength Systems. And I believe that they have another competition in January, and of course, I decided ideal because it's going to be right in my gym. But I think I'm gonna have my eyes set out for that to be the next competition, and we'll see where the chips fall then. So the most important thing right now is just to remain healthy and stay consistent with the training and see where we go from here. I think I'm gonna probably get back into another training cycle of without a belt, and kind of work beltless for a little bit for a while. Again, just to keep the back and the core going. And of course, just ease with it. And again, just see where the chips fall from there. So it's just astonishing to me that it's now it's 5 years. 5 years in a row, and it's I contributed to hard work, dedication, and consistency, and I've had ups and downs, especially this year, and I'm definitely grateful. I'm definitely grateful that I'm in this position in life, and I'm in this position with this powerlifting. And it all started by just watching a YouTube video, and I never look back. And I really just am thankful. I really am, and I feel like I'm blessed with a gift that I do not take for granted, and I would never take for granted. And hopefully, it's something that I can pass on to other people, whether it would be in powerlifting or whether it be, in anything. I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful for the gift that I have, and I definitely want to improve it, perfect it, um, and just display it as a masterpiece to the world. To show people that you can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you truly believe in yourself and you make the right choices and you stay disciplined and you have the self control. Anything that you want can be in front of you. You can turn any vision into reality, and I try to live by that. Every day to the utmost. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss for words because it wasn't long ago for me that my goal, my vision was to get to 700 pounds on a deadlift, because I felt like for me that was the ultimate goal, that was the ultimate test. And once I've achieved that, I told myself, well, what's next? And I believe that, if I was able to achieve that, I can achieve anything. And I believe that my next goal in life was just to be in the conversation as one of the best ever. You know, um, that's my goal. Absolutely, hands down, without question, it's my goal. I, when it's all said and done, when I look back, I want to be the best that I ever could have been. I don't want to leave any regrets. I don't want to leave any what ifs on the table. I would love to be in the conversation with the greats, with people who just, are the best to do this. I want to be in that conversation. Whether it's for my weight class, whether it's for just powerlifting in general, whether it's just for the deadlift. I definitely want to pursue and become one of the best to ever do it. And I believe that with hard work and dedication, consistency, discipline, motivation, staying focused, staying level headed, I believe that that is possible. To other people, to the average individual, to a weak minded person, it could be far fetched. It could be a dream. It could be something that is so beyond belief that people would never even take the first step to get there. But that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's just that first step. That first step and never looking back. And I took my first step 5 years ago. And probably one of the best steps I've ever taken in my life, because it's taught me so much of who I am and what I'm capable of and what I can be and what I can give back to people, whether it's knowledge, motivation, love, respect. It's definitely been quite an experience for me in my life these past 5 years with this sport. And I believe that every day I'm getting wiser and smarter and better as a person, not just as a powerlifter, as a person, as an individual in society. And I want to give that back in some way, shape, or form, whichever way it can be. And like I said, just for me, I'm grateful. But the work is not done. Not even close. There's still a lot more left to do. There's still a lot more work to be done in order to accomplish that end goal, that end game of being one of the best to ever do it. Again, like I said, to the average individual, to somebody who is weak minded, it could be a far fetched, impossible task. But I don't believe it's impossible. I believe it's only impossible unless you tell yourself it is. Other than that, anything you can achieve. And for the past 8 years, ever since I started picking up a weight, I believe that I have visual and life experiences that can attest to that statement being true. And the feeling you get when experiencing that sense of accomplishment is nothing that I've ever felt before. It's nothing like I've ever felt before. It is something that I wish everybody on this planet can experience at least one time in their life. Because that is the greatest feeling. When you know for a fact that you push yourself to your absolute limits, when you've had your back against the wall, where you've questioned your ability, you've questioned and doubted your capabilities, and you still push through. Even at times where you felt like there's no fucking way this is going to happen. Even when you push through those moments and you stay true to yourself and you stay dedicated, you stay disciplined, and you keep following the path, and you accomplish that goal, you exceed that goal, there is nothing like that ever. And it's really something that I wish every single one of us can experience at least a glimpse in our life, because I can say for me, those are some of the most proudest and happiest moments in my life that I believe defy who I am, have written in stone a part of my legacy and what I believe. And I hope that for me, when it's all said and done, what I'm remembered for is being somebody that stayed true to the words, if you set your mind to something, you can achieve it. I want to thank my friends and I want to thank my family who have been an amazing support throughout this entire lifting career. And I am grateful that I have the support system. My father was a powerlifter, and he was a bodybuilder my age as well, way back in his day. And he told me day one, when I told him I wanted to get into powerlifting, that he will support me as long as I stay away from the drugs. And I'm happy he told me that, because I've gotten to where I am completely sober, completely drug-free, and I'm very proud of that. And I believe it's because my mind has told me I can do it. Like I said, I want to thank my gym, the staff, owners, family, gym members, who've also been great support in this process. Because in reality, even though powerlifting is a sport of individual, it's really not alone. Having a support system plays a big factor. To execute it is where the individual comes into play. But the support system is a foundation piece, without question. I'm very thankful to have all that in my life. So, for me now, the saga continues. I want to get back to my all-time best, beat my all-time best, and keep going. Like I said, we have a long, long way to go. a lot more work has to be done. But I believe that it can happen and it can be so. Thank you all for being a part of this journey. Thank you guys for watching my videos and getting a glimpse of my passion, something I love to do, something I don't get paid for because I love to do it. I hope that you have something of equivalence, whether it is powerlifting, if it is something else, that gives you the same passion, the same intensity, the same drive to not only accomplish what you set out to accomplish, but to be a better person and to give back. Because I believe that being a better person and giving back is what makes this world go round. I am thankful. I really am. And I do hope that whoever has been watching these videos, at least you learn one thing from me. If it's not being disciplined, if it's not being consistent, if it's not believing in yourself, at least be a better person and give back. Because that's what matters. So, back home in the United States, back to training. Most likely the next meet will be in January. It's time to get back to where we left off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in the game. I'm back in business. It's time to get back to work. Thank you guys for watching the video, and take care.